Good morning, Godspeed. It's your boy Elliot Carter reporting live from the gutter. Today we're sitting down with a young man whose name's been in headlines, courtrooms, and barbershop conversations. Jekai Reid-John, also here with his pops, Dwayne Reid. And yeah, we're going to talk about him being accused of murder, painted by the press as the man who followed a casino winner home and then acquitted in court. His story is one of trial, resilience, and the bond between father and son. I want this conversation to go deeper than headlines. As always, not for clicks, for clarity. Today, you're going to hear directly from Jekai and his pops in their own words, giving them their own chance to paint the narrative how it should be. What's
Yep.
going on, Jekai?
How you doing? What's going on?
How's everything with you? Introduce yourself, your dad, and let them know your socials and where they can find you.
I'm Jekai Reid, of course. It's my father, Dwayne Reid. Um, you can find me on. I'm only on Instagram. I don't, do too many socials. So you can find me on Instagram at sporty sporty period mode sporty mode. Um, yeah, you follow me, I follow back.
Okay, cool. Let's get into you deciding to speak out and give your own voice to the story. What made you reach out to me and LFTG Radio?
Well, my father's doing all the digging, so I I was just released. I'm still trying to figure out how to work the phones and everything like that. So my father's been doing all the digging. He's been digging for 4 years. So when he finds something intriguing, he tell me about it. So he he called me. He told me, he found the article that was more so in our favor. You know what I mean? It was much closer to the truth than the rest of them. So I decided to reach out.
Okay, I definitely appreciate you, pops, for sharing that with your son, and giving my platform the acknowledgement. That's greatly appreciated. It
Definitely.
means a lot to have Jakai reach out to me and have the story come across in his own voice. Uh, how has the support been from your family, especially from your father during this trial and error?
I mean, the support was amazing. You know what I mean? I didn't have a lot of support, but it was a good amount to keep me. You know what I mean? Keep me above water, keep me in a good state of mind. You know what I mean? I didn't need hundreds of supporters. You know what I mean? Your family and close friends is all that matters in those situations. So they held me down, and it was. I really couldn't have done it without them anyway. So you know what I mean?
Do you feel like your community supported you, or do you feel like they kind of let you down in the matter? They kind of sided with the media.
I mean, like for those who know me in the community, they know I'm not capable of anything like that. You know what I mean? They know my character. They know I got a good heart. Um, no, yeah, like those crimes was just like the charges. It really it don't fit me. You know what I mean? They don't fit my character. So people in the community that know me, they know that I wasn't capable of it. But you might have some people who don't know you and they try to judge you before you know what I mean, before the trial or whatever the case is, and they disassociate themselves with the situation. So you know, support was half and half is from the community.
Okay. When you look back, what do you think people misunderstand about you?
Uh, it's like basically just the crime in total. You know what I mean? The charges in total. Some people must have they obviously some people misunderstood that I'm not capable of those type of things. You know what I mean? Like it's just not in my character to be the a person that could carry those type of charges. So I feel like that's the biggest misunderstanding that people had about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. How does it feel, being home now, being acquitted of that crime?
I mean, it's still a surreal feeling to me. You know what I mean? I'm taking it minute by minute. It's not even day by day. It's minute by minute with me. Like I'm just trying. You know what I mean? It's unreal because it's a lot of situations where you look into you see these dudes who, go away. They do this, they do the, what I mean, do years and years before it actually comes out. And for me to be able to defeat that 10 to 20 year prison bid before it gets overturned, it's a blessing, man. I can't do nothing but be grateful, man. It's this amazing feeling. I'm happy it came out at the time it came out, and you know what I mean. I missed 4 years, but four is better than 20.
Yeah, definitely. So you was locked up this whole time. You never was able to come home or in bail or anything like that.
Yeah, no, see, so New Jersey doesn't have bail, so they have a point system. But even though I didn't have a point system in New Jersey, I never been arrested in New Jersey.
I kind of froze there for a second. Let's see if we get him.
Yeah, so which I understand, but yeah, I was held the whole time.
Okay, so how much time did you do in total?
I did four exactly, probably 20 days off of 4 years.
Yeah, it was I think what October of October
20,
29th, I think so.
26, October
October 26th.
26th.
Yeah, would have
Yeah, and I was,
making 4 years.
yeah.
So you had the first trial, which was hung in May, correct?
Yeah, see, so the thing about the first trial was that it was published as a complete hung jury, and that's completely false. It was actually a partial verdict where I went to trial on 11 charges, which is a lot of charges for, s- um jurors to kind of understand. It's very confusing. So they came back with four acquittals, which was first degree murder, conspiracy to burglary, and two conspiracy to weapon charges, and they hung on the rest of the charges. So yeah, it was a partial verdict. They didn't put out that it was a partial verdict. You know what I mean? So this is mainly one of the reasons why I wanted to sit down and actually put out what was going on.
The truth behind it.
Yeah,
All right, so the first time was a partial verdict, and then the second time you got the complete acquittal.
yeah, yeah, the complete acquittal. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back into October 25th, October
Well,
26th.
1 second, I'm sorry, but they hung on a second degree conspiracy to commit armed robbery,
Yeah,
right?
they hung.
But then the prosecutor's office decided that they took enough beatings. So you know what I mean,
Yeah,
they dropped it and got rid of that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Let's go back to October 25th, October 26th, 2021 from your perspective. When did you first notice the victim at Parks, and what did you do after leaving?
Well, the victim was never noticed by me. I never, you know what I'm saying? I never seen him in the casino. It wasn't like I was in there targeting somebody. I didn't know what the victim looked like until I got arrested and I was able to see what was going on.
I think that's important for people to know.
Yeah, yeah, they try to use the narrative that I was eyeing somebody or targeting, scoping somebody in the casino, but that wasn't that. They never put out the facts that I gambled in the casino. They never put out the facts that I ate in the casino. I withdrew money in the casino. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hide my name. I didn't. The only thing that probably could have disguised anything about me was wearing a COVID mask, which was around COVID time.
Yeah, and that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Prosecutors pointed to a casino video and Easy Pass data showing a white BMW behind them. What's your explanation for that timeline?
Well, explanation for the timeline, you know what I'm saying? Like it was obviously wasn't me driving. I think some news articles put it out that the co-defendant jumped in the driver's seat. The following wasn't my doing, man. The whole following thing wasn't my doing. When the situation was occurring or whatever happened at that time, it was I wasn't there at the time. You know what I mean? I left the state of New Jersey by myself. You know what I mean? I tried my best to try to stay calm and figure out what was going on. I didn't find out anything for real until I got arrested.
And your co-defendant was Devon Melker, correct?
Correct.
Jurors heard that the gun recovered near you was a 9mm, but the casings in the house were 380. How do you interpret that mismatch?
Yeah, they recovered a 9mm in an apartment where I used to go to. It wasn't actually my address, but I used to reside there with somebody, and they recovered a 9mm. There wasn't no DNA, no ballistics. They didn't do anything on the handgun. Come to find out, the handgun was registered to somebody who had a license to carry, but they used the narrative that, oh, he was in a place where a handgun, so he's familiar with handguns.
And they didn't find that on you in person at the time, right?
Yeah, no, I was never charged with that. Pennsylvania, if they found that on me, Pennsylvania would have charged me with it. Pennsylvania never charged me with that handgun.
I think that's important for people to know too, because it is portrayed like they found it on you in person. So,
Yeah, no, yeah, that's completely false.
okay. You were acquitted of murder and other major accounts. There's reporting about a remaining conspiracy charge. What, if anything, is still active? And what can you say about it on record?
Nothing's active. All charges were acquitted, and one was dismissed on behalf of the prosecutors. They went ahead, they dismissed the charge. They couldn't move forward with the charge. See, so the way my case was is very unique because let's say I went to trial and on these 11 charges, and let's say the jurors was only able to acquit me of one charge and they hung on the rest. Once you pull a charge out of this case, because it's one person do all, so when you pull out one charge, it dismantles the whole case, and which was what we was
Yeah.
dealing with. So it violated double jeopardy. My second trial was double jeopardy. They completely ignored it. I fought through it, you know what I mean, and I was able to still gain the acquittal. So the conspiracy to armed robbery was dismissed about, when was that dismissed? That like 3 days later, 4 days later.
Yeah, it was
I
like
got the acquittal. I got the
on
acquittal on a Friday. It was dismissed
Friday,
on a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Okay. All right. So let's get into Devon a little bit. You went to trial. He took a plea. How does his plea square with your position and your verdict?
So in exchange for his plea was for a truthful testimony. Um, he had to take the stand, which was done in multiple times. Um,
So
Took
he
the
took the
stand.
stand on your trial.
Yeah, he took a stand during my trial. He was to obviously give a truthful testimony, which was completely false. He spun a narrative, put everything on me, and I had to go to trial with that. You know what I mean? So that's about far as it goes with his plea. I don't know what's happening with his plea right now. I don't know what they're doing with it. But last time I checked, yeah, he took a plea, 15 years in exchange for a truthful testimony.
Wow. So when he took the stand, what exactly did he say?
He said, what didn't he say, man? He said that basically everything was yo, he did it, everything was his idea. This is what I get into, but this is what he did that night. It was said on the stand. You know what I mean? So
And
multiple times he took the stand.
did he put the following on you?
Say it again.
Did he put the following on you? Did he say it was you that followed the victim and identified him?
He actually did say I picked out the victim. He said but he said more so the following was him, and tried to use a taking turns tactic, but you know what I mean? The casino footage basically showed that it wasn't a taking turns tactic. It was never a taking turns tactic. What the prosecutors did and what Parks Casino did was they cropped the videos, they made a compilation, and it was only a 5 to 10 minute compilation, and they stretched it out and produced it to the jurors to make it look like I was doing something I wasn't doing. They took away all the videos of me gambling. They took away the videos of me at the betting kiosk, me eating. They took away all that. So they made a compilation and made it look like we were doing something we weren't doing. I wasn't doing, and that's how I went with that.
So let me ask you this. Do you think this was Devon's motivation the whole time? Do you think he had this idea planned out in his head? Do you think he wanted to go through with this and kind of use you to go through with it?
Absolutely. Him being arrested, absolutely. From the start. You know what I mean? From the start. It was all pre-planned. You know what I mean? Just off of See, the biggest thing is the way that it was published that it was me. I guess because I was the first arrested. He was arrested days later, so they needed to put it on somebody. And basically, so since they put it on me, he was able to run with the narrative that it was me. He was able to cook his own story up.
Listen, real quick, my son during that time had his own business and everything, right? He was doing well. You know, that from my understanding, that dude was on the run from Florida or something. So, you know what I mean? Like with his back against the wall, ain't no telling what he, you know what I mean? Like what he was willing to do. You know, if you look at when my son was arrested, it was the following morning, right? They found him, they found that other guy boarding a plane to Dubai. Like he has no connect, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like he has no connections to Dubai that I know of. You know, so that's a runner. You know what I mean?
And that was big in the trial too. It was big in the trial that I was arrested in front of an apartment and somebody else was arrested at a gate going to Dubai. You know what I mean? That it played a major part in the acquittals. It played a major part in the acquittals.
I think it also played a major part that you decided to go to trial and he decided to cop out, you know?
Correct.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely,
absolutely right.
absolutely,
How did you
absolutely.
how did you know Devon? How did you meet him originally? Where did your relationship with him stem from?
We was always cool, man. We met in middle school. You know what I mean? That was a it was a homie. Like a not basically not a best friend that's might you with every day, but an associate. You know what I mean? So back 2007, 2008. You got your circle of friends. You're somebody that was always around here and there. You talk to them, you hang with them, but it doesn't go any further than that. But it was just a regular let's go kick it night. Somebody had different plans. You can't see what somebody else is thinking. You know what I mean? So
So
something
would
hit
you
the.
say from knowing him prior to this that you knew he engaged in these type of activities? Like this was
Nah,
his life?
it see the type of people that I hang out with, man. I try to surround myself with. They might not be perfect, but they they not running around committing murders, man. I can't surround myself around that type of stuff, man, because it's dangerous out here. People you don't know certain people agendas or whatever the case is. So I try to surround myself with people that I know keep themselves or hold themselves to a certain value. You know what I mean? And this was a person that I misinterpreted, obviously. Uh in the trial, my lawyer used the word manipulator a lot. Um and then that's basically how we gotta view it right now. You know what I mean? It was all manipulation.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we can
Yeah.
move along from that and move on to some family and support questions. What do you think people didn't realize about the role family plays when you're fighting a case of this magnitude?
The money behind it, uh the stress, you know what I mean? My parents are getting a little older. My kids are growing up, you know what I mean? So, it's just your family especially your close family who's involved with you. It's a lot they got to deal with, man. It's a lot of money spent, man. A lot of money that shouldn't have been spent, but it was at the point where it was like, it's a big case, it's huge. You can't. We see how public defenders act some days during these times. So I actually had to go through another lawyer. I paid a first lawyer, and I got in touch with another lawyer, which is my current lawyer, who helped us win the case. So yeah, it's a major setback. It's a major setback, but for a victory in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was money well spent in the end because I don't think you would have gotten the verdict you did with a public defendant.
Yeah, nah,
Shit, maybe not even that first lawyer.
yeah, not the first lawyer either. Yeah,
You know what I mean? He was an ex-prosecutor. He was he was used to high profile cases also, but he was an ex-prosecutor and I believe, he I think was sanctioned at one point in time when I did the research on him for teaching a course on how to stack a jury. about eliminating as many blacks as possible as a prosecutor while he worked in the prosecutor's office. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So,
That's crazy.
yeah. So I believe he left that's probably why he became a defense attorney because,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It was
yeah.
big on him.
This question is for Pops. What's something you learned about your son Jekai going through this whole process?
Oh man, he's a strong kid, man. Like he, I learned how to be a man too from him. You know what I mean? Because in that situation,
That's deep.
I wouldn't know how, what I'm saying, like to go about it, how to go day by day, keeping my head up, keeping a smile on my face, you know what I'm saying? Not getting, of course, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get, there's going to be ups and downs, but for the most part, this kid stays strong through the whole 4 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that to me, I hold it in high, I hold him in high regards and high esteem because
I
not only
appreciate it.
because he's my son, man, but you know what I mean. That's
Yeah,
how a man is supposed to handle this situation. And
yeah.
he, you know what I mean. And he stood 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all the odds was against him. His homeboy took the stand on him, and yet he would not call that man's name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like he would not.
it
He
was
would
very
not.
honorable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, honorable to a fault. You know what I mean? But but and he's loyal, you know what I'm saying? So but he would not call that man's name. He would not give them people that man's name. You know what I mean? And that to me, yeah. I man, you
Appreciate
know,
it, man.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
Real stand up. That's real stand up.
yeah,
I do a lot of interviews, and I'm interviewing guys on the other side, people that took the stand, people that made that violation. So it's definitely nice to be speaking to an honorable man and his father. His father being there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
thank you.
Right. Do you have anything to say to Mr. Aravapolis family? Acquittals don't erase their loss.
Absolutely, man. I pray for that family every night, man. It's just it's a devastating situation that what I mean, an innocent person, they can't go to the casino, they can't win money without, what I mean, somebody trying to watch their pockets, somebody trying to take something from somebody. I've been in a situation where somebody tried to take something from me. I was shot 5 times as a juvenile,
Mm.
and I wouldn't put somebody else in that situation, man. I almost lost my life. I wouldn't dare attempt to put that on somebody else. So for the family, man, you can't get back what you lost, but you know what I mean. I just always used to pray every night, man. I swear to God, I used to pray every night that his family could make it through what they was going through, and that what I mean, you know that the system wouldn't manipulate them and make them believe something. I know it's hard. You see somebody face on the news, you know what I mean? You're thinking, man, is this the person? It has to be the person you know what I mean? And I just prayed that the truth came out one day, and that, you know what I mean, that they'll be able to, just accept my apologies for what happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't the actor who done the crimes, but I apologize to them for them having to go through that because of somebody that I know. You know what I mean? Somebody that I know was behind a certain situation. You know what I mean? So it's a terrible situation, man. So I to them, the daughter, the son, the wife, whoever knew him, whoever worked with him, man, I my condolences, 100%.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we also would like to have justice for that family too, man. Like the prosecutor office
Absolutely.
got to do the right thing and get that family justice. You know what I mean? Because two innocent lives were affected. You know what I mean? Like Jekai, my son is innocent, and Cherie, he was innocent. You know what I mean? You know, a sociopath basically is responsible for almost taking down. For destroying damn near two families. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Three
Yeah,
families.
you're right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that this chapter is behind you and your pops, What do you two want to build forward moving together?
Man, I kind of right now I'm kind of looking at my father as my manager in this. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to. It's like, you know, man. Like with me, I feel like I never knew my calling in life, and I feel like this right here, 100% is my calling, man. I want to speak out. I want to step up, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You know what I mean? So, you know, those who are innocent that's sitting in prison right now, those who are being accused of things that they never done. Like, I actually had a bunkie, you know what I mean? I stay in touch with him every day, man. He was my bunkie for a while. He's going through the similar situation with me, man. And it's terrible that they're doing it. You know what I mean? It's like these prosecutors put a blindfold on and just randomly pick a person to be
To be the
whatever charged. Exactly. You know what I mean? You know, I sat in that county for 4 years, and I watched. It's a revolving door, man. It's terrible, man. I watched it. I watched people go down prison for crimes they committed. People go to prison for crimes they didn't commit. You know what I mean? And it's no evidence. They don't use evidence there, man. Ain't no evidence there. So I wanna get involved, man, and just, you know what I mean, try to make a change. Like, you know what I mean? The day I got my acquittals, man, you know, I walked on a unit, everybody cheered for me. Everybody cheered. Everybody was kicking the doors. Everybody was, you know what I mean? Everybody was happy. So I feel the motivation I'm giving them. Everybody, you know, they talk to me like, "Yo, man, how was trial? I want to go now. I want to go too." So I'm like, man, you know what? Just, you gotta keep your hope, keep fighting, never give up, man. You know what I'm saying? Never give up. So I definitely want to be the voice behind that, man. That the prison and system is messed up. System wasn't designed for it. So I want to kind of help adjust as much as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Not many people get to experience what you did. You know, you was fighting for your life, and
Yeah,
you came out on
Mhm.
top, because
yeah,
if it would have played out another way, you could have been gone for 20, 25 years, you know? So
absolutely. Yeah,
you came out victorious, and, congratulations to you on that.
I appreciate it, brother.
So what's next?
Next, man, is just trying to, you can't get back for lost time. So what I'm gonna do now is, man, I'm just try to, reach out as much as possible, man, to see if I could kind of reverse a lot of the narratives, a lot of the, the picture. And, this is a start, man. So I appreciate you 100% for sitting down with me. I talked
I,
about this while I was behind that wall, man. I'm like, yo, man, I can't wait to go do my interviews, man. I want to speak out about this. So I'm happy, man, that you was able to give me an opportunity. So it's
Absolutely.
just keep going down the same road, man. I'm trying to go down the same road, and, just try to adjust, man. Try to adjust and try to uh recreate the system as much as possible, man. That's the next step for me.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the future, and, hearing about fatherhood, and, what you got going on with your dad, and seeing what's
Yeah,
next in
Yeah,
endeavor.
we got a lot of time to make. We got time to make up, man. You know what I mean.
yeah,
He has two sons that hasn't seen their dad in 4 years, so he got to mend that relationship. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
shit, him and I gotta, what I'm saying, we got a lot of building to do with our relationship too.
yeah,
So
Yeah, it's beautiful to
mhm.
see a black father there for his son, because they try to paint the narrative that, we're not there for our kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's false, because a lot, like 95% of my friends, they have always been about their kids, always they raised their kids, all of that, man, always been in their kids' lives. So I mean, yeah, there's some bad dads out there, but that's across all communities. You know what I mean?
It's
yeah.
funny that you look at him like your manager, because when you emailed me, I thought I thought you was Jakai's son emailing me, because I'm like, oh, this kid's son found me,
Right. Yeah, like,
Yeah, that was me,
I've
man.
been his manager his whole life.
Yeah,
So,
and
Anything I tried to do, man, he pushed it. He was behind it, man. I tried the rap thing. He was there pushing it. You know what I mean? So 100%, man, 100%. Good
yeah,
father, man. Good father.
great father.
appreciate you, man.
This
Appreciate it.
isn't just about a case; it's about what it takes to survive a system, and that system often assumes guilt before truth. It
Definitely. Yeah.
means to walk free when the world expected otherwise.
Yeah.
We thank you for speaking with us. Pops, we respect
Absolutely.
you down through it all. And to the people watching, don't just read the headlines. Don't just listen for official reports. Listen to the human beings behind them.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Elliot Carter, good morning and Godspeed to the world. LFTGradio.com. Y'all make sure y'all like, follow, and subscribe. And yeah, that's a wrap. We appreciate you sitting with us, Jekai.
No problem, bro. Anytime, man. Just call. I'm here.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you do, man. Keep pushing. We're gonna spread it. We're gonna push it out there. I'm letting everybody know about you know what I'm saying, your channel, your YouTube, your website, everything, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I appreciate it.
100%, bro.
No.